So a couple years ago, Raka Raka made a horror film called Talk to Me, and I really liked it. I thought it was dark, disturbing. It was awesome. It was also just a great theater experience. I watched it with one of my best friends and we had a blast. I'm pretty sure Talk to Me is in like my top 10 horror movies, so I really liked it. I felt like it did a really good job bringing that depressing, hopeless vibe back into horror. Every second of the film, it just twists the knife a little further. Every second, you're just feeling awful for these characters because every second their lives are getting worse. So imagine how beyond hyped I was to hear that they were coming out with a new horror movie called Bring Her Back. I was hyped. I was a little kid on Christmas Day walking into that theater. I even started a conversation with some other cinephiles in the theater about Talk to Me. It was shaping up to be a pretty good theater experience. I was enjoying myself. And then the movie started, and there's not a lot of good things I can say about the movie. But let me start off with the good stuff. I don't want to get into the negative stuff right away. The way the camera moves is just phenomenal. The sound design is just amazing. I feel like I should also mention the practical effects, which are also amazing. I also felt like the chemistry between the brother and sister were great. Their dynamic is one of the highlights of the movie. Anyway, now let's get into some negative stuff, because there's quite a lot. So the main thing I didn't like about this film is the film itself felt like an excuse just to be disturbing. Like, it just felt like a collection of really well done disturbing scenes. And granted, the disturbing scenes are really well done. The tension in those scenes you can cut with a knife. But then that scene just hardly affects the outcome of the story, so it's like, what's the point? I'm mainly just talking about the knife scene. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. I also left the theater hugely unsatisfied for how this film ends the characters' stories. It kind of upsets me because I feel like the characters are very interesting and had a lot of potential, and the film just doesn't show all that. And I think the endings it gives the characters are hugely disappointing. I'm sorry I sound kind of upset in this video, I'm just disappointed. I was so hyped for this, and it just didn't turn out that good. I'm still excited to see what Raka Raka does next, however, because although I didn't love this film, I can still see the potential they have. Because what I've seen from them, their filmmaking skills are very impressive. For example, the setup to this film is very cliche, and I wasn't bored one time during this film, which I guess is another plus, how they turn something cliche into something new and they put their own spin on it, which I think is awesome. Anyway, I think that's all my thoughts on Bring Her Back. It's not a bad movie by any means, it's just not particularly good. Anyway, I'm going to give this film a 6 out of 10. I believe you can do better next time, Raka Raka. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this movie. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and bye.